welcome back to International Scale Modeler. Today we're just going to do a quick product review on the Tamiya Spray Work Painting Stand set. Now this is something that I've ummed and ahed about buying probably for the last 6 to 8 months and thought, shall I, is it worth it, is it not? I mean, for stands and things like that, I actually use one of these, which is £3 from Amazon or eBay or anything like that. And I've got by with that for painting, but I wanted to do something to do my modelling on, and I've seen these used to clip the models on while you put the decals on and things like that. I just thought it might make things a bit easier for me. It's not cheap. It is one of those, which is why it's taken me so long to buy it. It's one of those luxury purchases, and I thought, well, I had this bit of spare cash from something I sold on eBay, so I thought I'll give this a go. The box itself, it just basically says this one, which is the stand for the models, and then I think this is like a spray stand and things like that. Instructions how to put it together and how it should be and everything. The box itself, nothing exciting. But let's have a look inside. It literally is just a plain box. Inside we've got some pieces. It's a lot smaller than I thought it would be. It looks a lot bigger on the pictures, but it's got, let's have a quick look. Now, so this is the main stand, which revolves nice and smoothly, which is what you want. You don't want anything that's going to stick. So you can see how lightly I'm touching that. So that actually revolves quite nicely. There's a lot of holes and grooves and things like this in it. Now, as far as I'm aware, you've got these paper clips, okay, and now these stand in the sides, and then obviously you wouldn't normally clip the wing, but you would clip your model on like so. You can have two as well, I would imagine. So if it is you can't really do that angles and things like that, but you know, I mean, it's good if you've got something like this and you just want to spray that wing without going through the hassle of gluing on something like this. I mean, at the moment, small dab of super glue, glue that onto the bottom, and that's how I'd normally do it, and then stick it in a piece of polystyrene. And see, that does a brilliant job, but you always have to a little tiny bit, but you always do it in a bit that you wouldn't normally see or hide, and it is very easy to do, but they do snap off really easy. You just got to touch them and boink, off they go. Lost loads of things like that over a period of time. This, I can imagine, well, I'm quite surprised at that's not pinging off. It's actually the clip that's giving away before the piece is on. That's not bad, actually. I like that. Means that this is strong but not too strong, so so very good indeed. As you can see, those are the springs, all pretty bulk standard, you know. So that's that table. That's the main normal table. You've then got that's what they call it. They're calling the spray table. Oh, hang on a sec. Let me just cut this. We'll be here all day if I try to unravel this stuff. I hate this stuff in kids' toys as well. Bloody everything. Right, so okay, the second part. Now this is the what they class as the model stand, the body stand. Now, as far as I'm aware, yeah, so it would be a case of putting this up like this and then putting it back in the holes here. So you see you've got these holes here. Let's have a look here. Let me get in. There you go. You see those holes, and they step up and down. So that would be different angles that you could have. So you would take that out, turn it around. I'm sure it's been packed that way for packing, and then pick the same holes, and there you go. Same for the other side. And then this way, if you've got a car, I can imagine, I've always seen pictures of this have got car bodies on, so for the car builders I would imagine it's probably an essential bit of kit, because you can rest the car body on there, and spray to your heart's content. The other thing is also you can put holes of tanks on there, I'm sure, and things like that, and AVFs, decent sized ones, and that again would sit on there and these would grip. So what the good thing is there's a bit of tension in these, they're a bit springy, so you can put them in and it'll clamp like the reverse clamps onto the inside of the body, so it won't move if you just jog it or anything. Now what I don't know is if that would sit on there. No, probably not. I think that's pretty much it as it is. I was just trying to see if you could interchange. Oh, you can, but that won't go in there. So you've got two bases, basically two identical bases. Okay, you can tell I haven't had a look at this yet, haven't I? Both very good, revolve very well, and it is literally just a case of popping one on one. The good thing I like about that is at least you don't have to change. You don't have one base and you have to keep changing them too. You can keep them set up as two bases. I think, will that go in there? No, it's not made to go in there. Although saying that, I would say a little trim with a sander or something, and that will fit just in there as well. So you can have it on that base if you really needed to for some reason or not. You know, we know how us modelers like to fettle, so there is the chance to fettle there. Apart from that, just trying to think if there's any other ways that this configurations. I think that's pretty much it. You've got holes in here for stands, paintbrushes, or you know, other things that you would want to stick in there. I mean, they're not particularly solid, but they would fit. I'm sure bits of sprue and things like that would fit in there. You might want to get some more clips, I would have thought. I think you can buy them separately, I have seen them, but 4's enough for me at the time being. But I mean, the best thing is if you're going to be using this as a spray table, just have lots of clips and you can spray them all as you go. I'm not going to use it as a spray table. This I'm going to use for AVF, and I might use that as a spray table to hold the upper hole and the lower hole, because you can just turn it upside down, the lower hole upside down, and you could do it that way as well before you zip it up and join the two together. So that's quite good. I think that's definitely just for AVF and for vehicles. This one, I've got this really, I think more than anything is just because I like baking cakes. No. But this will be another thing that I can use. This will probably go in the spray bay and be used again, but I also sometimes like to just raise my model off of the top, off of the bottom here. Usually I'll put it on a bit of polystyrene or something like that, but this, if I can put it on this, it just brings it a bit closer and makes it a bit easier to do. So that's probably what I'm going to use that for. It's for a modelling table, and this will be the spray one. But I do like that. I mean, it's about, I think it's about £18. I'll put the price on the at the beginning, but as you can see, I mean, they've kind of summed it up there, so that car's on there. I mean, you could put the AVF, but the larger ones on there, and then obviously, you know, spray things and stuff like that. It looks like you can get all different types of, yeah, so they're saying that you could put bits of sprue in these bits. Trouble is with that is they're only so deep, so that, you know, the sprue will only go so far. So if it's a thin bit of sprue, it's going to be a bit wobbly. But apart from that, it's a nice little, as I say, it's a luxury buy, it's not a necessity. But as I had a bit of extra cash going after I sold something, so I've wanted one for a long time, just couldn't justify it beforehand. But now that'll definitely stay in the spray bay at all times, and I think this will stay on my desk, on my bench to use. So anyway, that is, put that together, that is the Tamiya Spray Work Painting Stand set. And the good thing is you get two bodies in there. Thanks a lot, I'll see you next time, bye bye.